Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Thursday, and that means it's Pop and Bravo. And listen, there's no two people in the world that I would rather discuss Bravo with than Ben and Ronnie of Watch What Crappens.
Hello, Mary
Hi,
Payne.
guys.
How you
How are
doing?
you?
So, Ben, you tell me this is a green screen background.
No, it's not green screen. This is the office. I'm saying I changed the lighting to be pink because this is pink shade. So I tried to make it as pink as possible, although I still have some blue highlights because
But your
I can only
office
do so
looks
much.
like you're gonna host like a radio, like a 6-person talk show back there. Like, what's going
Maybe
on?
I will. Well, you know what? I over the past 6 months, I converted this into not just a podcast space, but a video space because everyone's like, video is the new thing. So I made it so that like theoretically, like I do some other, like I have a board game thing on the side and I've got a cooking thing on the side that I
Yeah.
started to use this setup for. And then when Ronnie was off, I had some guests in here. We did some fun video in here. So it's just kind of like a, just trying to embrace the YouTube revolution, Mary Payne. That's all I'm trying to do.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right. And then Ronnie, of course, you're in your new beautiful home there in LA.
Yeah, I'm here in La La.
Loved your post that you did of your gallery wall. Looks great.
Oh, thank you. Lots of nails in that wall. Oh.
I did a gallery wall at my house at the beach and I laid it out like perfectly on the floor. And then the handyman guy comes in and I go, "This is what I'm thinking of doing." He was like, "You could do it that way." And he rearranged it all. This is like the handyman. And it looked perfect the way he did it. I was like, "Well, while you're here, get to hanging."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I
do
was
that
gonna
too.
get someone to help me hang it because I was like, I can't possibly do this, But then everybody I was talking to was like, okay, well, you need to get all the pictures, you need to put them into Photoshop, you need to measure everything, and then you need to plan it. And by the time I started doing that, I was like, screw this. This is going to take longer than just getting out a hammer and a nail. So
Yeah.
I just winged it, and it's it's not perfect, but you know what? It was free, so
I think it looks great. I think it looks
thanks,
It
Mary
does.
Payne.
You
You
did such a great
guys.
job with this place.
You guys.
Guys.
So listen, all right, we got to talk about a little bit of pop culture before we dig into our programs. And I know you guys sometimes have covered like Mormon wives and you did Bachelor before. So how do you feel about these worlds colliding with Taylor Franke Paul being the Bachelorette?
Oh my gosh, what a messy, messy bachelorette that is. Who's going to fight for someone who's still fighting with their ex all the time and
I
has all
know.
that stuff? But I like Taylor Franke Paul. So, and the Bachelor is always messy. I don't think anybody's really worth fighting for on The Bachelor. So I think she'll fit in right in on that way.
I mean,
Yeah.
think
I
it's
don't watch The
cool.
Bachelor, so I'm happy for The Bachelor, people who do watch it, because I'm sure that's like very fun. But for me, it doesn't really, I'm proudly not part of Bachelor Nation, I have to say.
Well, me either. But like, I really think the last time I watched it was when Nick Viall was on, and I don't know if that was 100 years ago or 3. I have no idea.
That was season I
It
watched
was a while
too.
ago.
The one season I watched was that season.
That
I
isn't that
recapped
weird?
that one.
Why? Why did we watch that? Just that one? Because he was kind of cute.
Well,
Yeah,
I did
maybe.
a podcast. I did a Bachelor podcast back in the day. So I watched a bunch of seasons of The Bachelor, and his was one of them.
Mhm.
And then I just, I had to just stop. Sick enough. And during COVID, they did or during the pandemic, I guess I should say, since COVID isn't eradicated. But during the pandemic, they did like a 10-week retrospective where they showed a season in a night, and it was like 3 hours. They would truncate these seasons. So I
Wow.
watched 10 seasons or whatever it was during that, and I thought, oh my God. This is just, they're lying to me, like once you see all the format shoved right in your face like that, I was like, I will not be tricked anymore. I'm going back to watching something completely natural and not made up. Real Housewives.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I'm excited about the Taylor Franke Paul because also think because she's such like, single mom, been arrested a few times, like whatever. I think she sort of is more representative of what you might get out there when you're dating. You might get a single mom of 3 kids and messy, and I think that might be good for the world. Hey, bachelorettes,
Yeah,
they're just like us.
Yeah, I remember when The Bachelor and The Bachelorette subsequently started, and it was like, it's like, here is someone that you never thought you'd even have a shot at. Here's a very aspirational person. And it's cool. They said, you know what? Or here's someone you could find at Jamba Juice. And they're like, let's try that. Let's try this
Anywhere.
instead.
Aspiration is dead. Okay. At this point, it's just like they're breathing. Okay. They're breathing and they comb their hair. So let's just go for it.
She dances on TikTok. So
she has a job.
That's all you're going to get.
But
That's
I
good.
actually do really like her. So I'm interested to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I think she's beautiful. I think she's beautiful. I like her nose. Really like her nose.
I like the
Did you
faces
watch?
she makes, like beyond like what she actually looks like. I just like that she's always making this face.
She is always like she just pooped her pants. Did you watch Whitney and Jen Affleck on Dancing with the Stars?
I watched the first episode. I haven't watched
Same.
it. I haven't watched it further. I will. I don't know who got eliminated. If you want to tell me, it's fine.
I don't know who it did either. I fear that it's probably going to be Sweet Andy Richter, but who knows? Who knows?
I saw
love
a clip
Andy
of
Richter.
Dylan Efron dancing. Holy mother!
Terrible.
He was rehearsing with his partner, who it's rumored to be that he's dating or whatever. I don't know if that's true, but he was like doing his like hip swinging dance shirtless, and I was like, "Hot damn, boy! Hot damn."
He's gorgeous, but he cannot dance.
I feel like he
could
can
in
do
this
like
part. He was
torso
doing
dancing.
hip. He was doing like his hips were going like that, and I was like, "Yes, Dylan, yes."
I think his hips move really well, and his torso, he's able to do the body roll. I just think that his arm movements are like a little languid. Like they need to be like a little snappier, right? Like he's sort of like is a little stiff, and he's like stiff in certain areas and non-stiff in other areas. You know, I went and saw Dancing with the Stars in person once. That was almost 20 years ago. It was the season with Mario Lopez and Emmett Smith and all them, and I went. And I had to stand in line, and my agent at the time got me tickets. So they were like good tickets. So I got to stand in like the VIP line. And Monique Coleman from High School Musical was a contestant. And I was standing in line, and I knew of High School Musical, but it hadn't quite gotten to the saturation point where like you knew everything of it. You just knew it was a thing that was happening. And I was standing in line directly behind Zac Efron and his like manager. I had no idea who he was. I was like, who is this whiny twink? Because he was complaining about every single thing under the sun. He was like, it's hot. How long do we have to wait here? I don't want to do this. And he was just like this pimple-faced guy with bangs. And I was like, who is this little twerp? And he was so gosh darn annoying. And I never would have ever thought that he'd become a huge movie star. And he has me to thank, because if it weren't for my angry glares at him, it may not have scared him into the discipline that he needed later on to become a megastar. So you're welcome, Zac Efron.
I bet you're a foot taller than him, Ben, because you're pretty tall. I bet you're like way taller than him. Maybe he was scared and he snapped into shape.
He was just, I mean, he had to have been like 15 years old or something like that. But that's what I always think about. So it's sort of funny to see now, full circle, 20 years later, that his brother is on the show kicking ass and being really hot.
Yeah. Well, he opened the show last week, and with the milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and he looked great, but I didn't think he could dance very well. But Ben, with your breakdown of how he's needs more arm movement, I was like, maybe you should replace Bruno on Dancing with the Stars. You seem to have a lot of dance knowledge.
I'll go on in a flashy outfit and be like, that was amazing. You know, Bruno always stands up there and he like glides his hands up his rib cage and he's like, it was beautiful. It was so sexy, beautiful. Next time, just give me a little more sensuality and put your crotch on my face. But otherwise, beautiful. But anyway, the point is that Whitney did a great job.
She
Whitney
did.
was so good. I think she got an accidentally high score because it seemed like Bruno gave her an 8 instead of a 7. But she did a great job, and Jen was fine too. But Whitney was really great, and she looked fantastic.
Her body is banging.
Yeah.
Well, so are you guys going to cover Mormon Wives when it comes back? Because I think you guys talked about it before.
We don't know. We did the first season, and then the second season we didn't do because Bravo was so busy. And now Bravo's been, kind of dead, but then a lot of stuff is going to be on when that's on. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have time for that. But that show's intense. I watched all the second season recently.
Yeah.
God, they're so mean to each other, and they do it with such fake smiles on their faces. It's hard to even follow like who's nice and who's not, They're so mean to each other in such a nice way. It's like, yeah, well, I've really appreciated being her friend, but unfortunately she's a stupid slut and everything about her is fake and I hope she dies. So, yeah.
It sounds
like,
a lot like the other shows we watch. you know?
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
on the other ones, they yell and scream at each other. You kind of know who the victims are on those ones, but on this one, they're just so like nice to each other, even when they hate each other's guts. You know?
It's the
Yeah,
Mormon.
I actually loved the first season, and I haven't really had a chance to watch the second season yet. I watched like 2 episodes, and the issue was that it launched right when I went out of town for like my own little vacay, and then when I got back, Love Island started, and Love Island was just so all consuming
Yeah.
that I got behind on Mormon Wives, and then Mormon Wives had so many episodes, so it's just one of those things where sometimes the episodes pile up, and then it becomes a chore to think you have to sit down and watch them all. But I
Yeah.
actually really love the show, so I do need to just have like a binge session where I just dive into it because I don't want to get too far behind, especially with season 3 coming up.
I have to tell you guys, I know you guys did Love Island, and so many people, just, you meet people out in the world and they say, what do you do? And then you say you're a podcaster, and then that gets a lot of questions. What is that? What's about, you still, and, oh, what do you talk about? Reality TV. Do you watch Love Island? Every person, you got to cover Love Island. I go, how many hours in a day do you think I have to cover all the
Right.
90 Day Fiance
That's a whole
franchises,
life.
all of Bravo, Love Island? You would have to start a podcast only for Love Island, but you guys did it in addition to all your other stuff.
Well, we didn't
do
do as
every
intense.
episode.
Yeah, we didn't do like the full on recaps. I mean, we still did though. We were still doing like an hour. We did, I think, like an hour 3 times a week, something like that.
It
You had to
originally
watch
started
all
off.
of
It was supposed to be just like 25 to 30 minutes an episode, and what we did was we said like we're not going to take any notes. We're just going to talk about the things that we remember from the episode.
Okay.
But inevitably, it just wound up taking a long time because we just had more and more things in our mind, and
I don't work like
it was
that. I take notes. I can't. I remember nothing. So
Yeah,
I have
I
to
always
take
have to,
notes.
I have to
so.
take notes too.
Yeah.
Well, anytime anybody said Love Island, I go, look, I can't. I don't have the hours. I can't watch it. I don't understand these young people. But if you want to listen to a recap, I know Ben and Ronnie, you're doing it on Watch What Crappens. So
Mm,
go over there
Yeah,
because
we'll
they're the
take
only
them.
crazy people to do it. Now, speaking of like the schedules were kind of lagging there with Bravo, but now we're back into, we got OC, Miami, we got Salt Lake City, and then in like a week and a half, we've got Potomac.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So-
can't wait.
So what's rolling off? Which show is rolling off? Is it OC is rolling off?
Miami.
Miami is the next one to wrap
Yeah.
up. Their season
Miami start-
finale is tonight.
Yeah, finales tonight, and then
Oh.
3 weeks of reunion. So I mean, it'll take a while to roll off, and then OC's out. But I think they'll start rolling everything back for the fall.
Why do we need 3 reunions for Miami? I don't see that as being necessary.
Did you watch this season?
Yes.
Because guess
Yeah.
what? Miami is always going to require 3 episodes because they talk over each other so much.
Mhm.
And like if Andy asks one question, it's going to take 20 minutes to get through it just because they're all going to chime in, and then they all enter in new evidence about something, and then they get a tangent, and then someone has to go to the bathroom. So like, it's going to be 4 questions total, and it's going to be three episodes.
Somebody has to go to the bathroom. Okay, so let's talk about Real Housewives of Miami real quick. So I have watched it. I have watched all of it. I have a question. Now, I've heard you guys mention this on your show. What is going on with Jody's mouth? Is his upper lip paralyzed?
He just doesn't move. His face doesn't move. He just is. I don't know if he just Botoxed his whole face to the point where it doesn't move, but he just does this. His eyes kind of move. Like you see his eyes like kind of move towards the door occasionally, but that's the only thing that really moves on his entire face. I don't know if it's Botox or if it's something medical. I hope it's not something medical because we make fun of it every week, but I think it's Botoxical.
I think it's Botox. I think he probably Botoxes a lot. I almost wonder, did he have some sort of like jaw surgery? Like it's like it literally. He seems pained to really open his mouth more than like a few millimeters. Like he can get the words out, but he's really very like he's very, very stiff. And I just don't remember him always being like that. I felt like he was a little bit more.
He's always been like that.
Demonstrative. I don't know, but
it's very strange.
frozen.
It's like he has lockjaw, but. So we have a character in the 90 Day universe. It's Chantel. There's a whole show, a spinoff with her called The Family Chantel. And she's but she also talks like words are coming out. So it's not like Thurston Howell III, where it's like, it's same idea. It's words are coming out, but the lips are not moving. And I don't get it. I don't,
Probably
and
I don't.
Botox, probably the Toxitox.
it could be, but I've got
Yeah,
Botox and my mouth moves just fine.
Well,
yeah.
there's such a
It's
thing as too much, you know. I
but
mean,
like
it's
jaw.
addictive.
Your
Like my
jaw
face is
is not
moving now, and I'm
impacted by it.
horrified. So I'm going to go in and just have them put as much as they can next time I see him. So maybe I'll be in the same boat soon, you know.
No, it's the upper lip. So I was trying to really, because you guys have talked about it a lot. I knew I was going to talk to you. So I was watching it last night. I was catching up from last week. And I noticed when he talked, the whole from here up doesn't move. But the bottom moves. Anyway, we're not going to figure it out. But I just want to let you know that I see you and I
Thank
feel
you.
you. It's upsetting.
Thank you.
It's
I
upsetting.
we'll keep tabs on the situation and we'll try to get to the bottom of it. But yeah, I don't know how Botox like affects the ability for a jaw to like move up and down. So I really there's something is going on.
Something's happening. So maybe it's the air conditioning that he spoke
Yeah.
so highly of earlier in the season. Okay, first of all, my favorite person on Miami is Marysol. Now, I've heard other people, they don't love Marysol. I love her. I love her.
So
I loved
what's tell us what are you drawn to with Marysol?
her style,
Uh-huh.
her humor. I like how she talks a lot with her hands.
Uh-huh.
I think I love how she gives everybody a nickname.
Right.
You know, Peanut, Mighty Mouse,
Pimps,
Bro,
hey pimps.
yeah, Pips,
Pimps is here.
Monkey.
What do you think she
Mhm.
would call you?
Oh God, I don't know. Ooh, I don't want
MP.
to.
I think she'd call you MP.
I think
Hey,
MP too. Yeah. She's like, hey, MP. Oh my God, what is MP?
That's not very funny. That's not very.
MP. Well, but like, I mean, her nicknames are pretty much like whatever is easiest to come out of her mouth. So she has Keeks, Pips, Keeks, Pips, Monkey is a little bit more like
Or
that's
she might
more
call you like
involved for her.
Pinky or something like, hey,
Yeah, she might call you Pinky.
because you have
Hey,
pink
or
shade.
Pinks.
Like, hey, Shade. It's Shade.
Hey, Pinks.
Shade's here, everybody.
Thanks.
I just love
Thanks.
her, and I loved it this week. She's sitting in a full head to toe Gucci outfit and tells Stephanie she talks too much about money,
And it's tacky.
and it's tacky.
She says, I don't do tacky. I'm like, have you seen yourself, ma'am? You are
Yeah.
doing tacky right now. Right now.
Didn't
Very
you-
loudly.
I loved it. I loved it.
Nothing but tacky. Nothing but tacky. I think Marysol has come up. She's much better than she used to be in my mind. I think she's, especially in the first run of the series, I thought Marysol was just like a wet blanket. Just a real dull person. Like I didn't know why she was on the show. And then when she came back, it seemed like she was trying really hard to get this whole cockies thing going. But I think she sort of like settled into kind of a groove a little bit. Like she's had like moments where I've actually really enjoyed her this season.
Yeah, why people don't just like flock to her like a Lisa Barlow character, I don't know. Like just I find her delightful.
She tries. I feel like she tries a little hard, and there's like a sense that she does kind of ride Alexia's coattails. I mean, she is like a loyal sidekick, but she's not like I think that like on her own, she maybe isn't as compelling. I'm not sure, but like she's
Okay.
to me, like I would say of the friend doves on Miami, like Kiki is my favorite, like pretty much. You know, I mean, Adriana does a really good job as a side character, but Kiki is just, I don't know. I just deeply enjoy Kiki at all times.
The fight between Kiki and Adriana is wild because first of all, the math on that cake, 32 times 2, I was like, I got that, 64. But then -5, I was like, why?
Then what number is that? Like a subtraction is hard.
Subtraction
Because
is
you do a
hard, and
different
when,
process.
it's when you get past like 10, subtraction is hard for me.
Mhm.
And I was like, why was that funny? I didn't get it. And but I also think Adriana loves to make a big deal about nothing. But I think Adriana in that episode where she got the cake and everything, she seemed so pilled out. They were showing her the cake there. I mean, she's like, what? Birthday?
Mhm.
I was like, is Adriana okay? Should we check on her?
Yeah, she's
Oh,
very like, I'm depressed because I'm getting older. You know, that's her thing. She's depressed. But also, we heard that they had the Bravo Fan Fest thing right before that cruise. So I wonder if something happened at that, or she seemed like really upset that whole time. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just about her birthday. But as far as the cake stuff, I thought it was shady too. I believed Kiki's story when she said, no, she said her perfect age was 34. So, or I thought it was 32, but it was 34. But
Right.
she said the age I would have stayed at forever was 34. So she thought, okay, well, I'll put her ideal age, 34 plus, it was 32, but 32 plus 32. I mean, I get it. I thought it was fine. But either way, even if it was being shady, who cares? Like, it's not shady enough to be acting like that. It's your age. Like, you can't get mad at people for calling you the age you are. That's
She
crazy.
should have been like forever 34 on the cake and been like, that's it. Like forever
Yeah,
34.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, to get that pissed off that someone actually called you your age, that you are 59, you're going to survive this. Okay, you're going to survive. And you're also stunningly gorgeous and rich. So
Yeah.
I feel like
shut up.
Adriana was doing the thing like on a slumber party, like when there's like one person who's like not getting attention, much like Whitney in season 1 of Mormon Wives. They sort of go to the corner and they go, I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. Oh, but what's wrong? We're having so much fun. Nothing. I think she was trying to pull that and just no one cared enough to try to be like, come on, Adriana, we want you to be part of the party. Have fun, Adriana. She was like looking for that in addition to what Ronnie was
or the
saying.
person
and, like,
who posts on Facebook who's like, it's been a horrible day. And then, that's all they'll post.
Well, that
so.
was interesting.
Yeah,
What
well,
was
yeah,
interesting?
something like that. Well, that was depressing. And then
No,
people
it's
are
like,
but what is it? Are you okay?
I can't tell you why, but I can't tell you why, but I need prayers. I can't tell you why. I just, I need your prayers.
Yes.
Pray for me.
Pray for my family.
Prayers.
And you're like,
Prayers for my family. Did something happen? Well, I can't tell you.
yeah.
I just need, well, then you don't get my prayers.
Yeah.
So I will say about Stephanie though, I think she's a good addition. I do think the only thing we know about her personality is how she talks about money. So I do think Marysol's right in that, and that she doesn't speak to her sisters because she married a guy that was friends with her dad. So that's all we really know about her. And it seems like a lot of that also is not true, that maybe that house that she showed is like in foreclosure. But I mean, we would have it no other way with her housewives, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they got behind on payments, but they paid up. I think from
Okay.
last time I Googled it.
Okay.
like a fucking crazy person. But yeah, I mean, she seems like a brat and kind of a horrible human being, but I think she's great on the show.
yeah,
She's a great foil on the show. So
two things can be true. Terrible
Yeah,
person,
Yes.
great
I
on
don't
the
need you
show.
to be a good person to be on Housewives. One of my favorite Housewives is Lisa Barlow.
All right. Now, when we talked about spend the night parties, Ben, it's almost like you were at spend the night party with me, like in 6th grade. Like, come on, girls,
I like
everybody
that spend the
join
night
in.
party.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it in the South? The spend the night party instead of like a sleepover?
What did you called it? No, we say a spend the night party.
Spend the night.
Yeah.
Sounds much more sophisticated than a sleepover.
Does it? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm
spend
gonna
the
go.
night.
I'm going over to Barry's house for a spend the night party. So, okay, let's talk about OC really quick. You talked about spend the night party.
Mhm.
So, listen, I've watched all the episodes, guys. I don't quite understand why they had these two situations going. And we went back into it this week. I was like, I forgot last week. I kept thinking they're going to come together in the Temecula house or something, but no, it's two events. We've got Gretchen, Emily, Heather going to the Abbey and then going to Beverly Hills for a sleepover. Like that was like a vacation.
Spend the night party.
A spend the night party. Sorry. It's 45 minutes away. And then we've got the other girls in Temecula, Tamara, Shannon, Jen, and Gina. How far is Temecula from LA? No, OC. How far is Temecula from the OC?
I think it's I don't know. I think it's about 45 minutes, but it could be an hour. It could be an hour 20. It's sort of like south and east, so it's definitely it takes like 90 minutes at least, I think, to get from
It's an hour
here
and
to
16
Temecula.
minutes away.
What?
According to the maps.
And same for OC. OC to Beverly Hills is probably about the same.
OC
Depending on
can
traffic.
it can take an hour.
It could
or
take 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it could take 45 minutes or 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So that's
they're gonna get another trip, right? This wasn't it. They didn't have to go to Temecula and Beverly Hills for their cast trips.
They're going to Amsterdam. They'll be doing. Don't you forget, they're going to Amsterdam. Yeah, it is weird that they split the cast up and did this. I personally, I wonder if there was something to it. Like they got rid of Katie, and anytime you lose a cast member mid-season, it's tough. And I almost was like, maybe the producers were like, let us like split up the women so that way they can talk shit about each other and then come together and create a new feud. Because they need to kind of like
Which is what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, which because they need to kind of like regroup because once Katie's gone, it's like all their driving stories for the season kind of evaporate the moment that Katie is gone. So now all of a sudden we have, Tamara, like Shannon and Tamara are fighting again about last season, and now we have something with like Gretchen and this recording, and the rumor that Gretchen's starting. So I kind of think that they were like, well, if they keep on just doing stuff together, nothing's gonna get off the ground. But like when they talk shit about each other separately, that seems to be pretty effective. They did that last season as well. Some of them went up to Big Bear and some of them went to Palm Springs.
Yeah, Palm
Well,
Springs look
also the
better.
most important part of this trick is that they put Gina in one place and Emily in another, because those two will do whatever the producers tell them, and they are constantly just starting whatever shit the producers want. So they split them up. Gina does her whole gaslighting of, oh, I'm so worried about you because like I think like you're spending a lot of time alone, like your problem with alcohol, but I'm just worried. And then she's gaslighting Shannon and making her crazy. And then you've got Emily pushing Gretchen to get drunk, which is a thing on this show. Like, let's get Gretchen drunk and make her do stuff. And so so they're doing that over there and starting up the storyline there. So yeah, they have their two producer plants separate to get the season reignited to race to the end.
But which trip would you like to be on? Would you like to be in Temecula, or would you like to be at the spend the night party in Beverly Hills?
I don't want to go to Heather's
Beverly
block.
Hills.
I don't want to be around Heather. I don't want to go have Heather buying me dinner and talking her bullshit to me. No. Temecula. I take Temecula. You can go in a pool. You can ignore people. You can walk away.
It
was actually really nice.
I liked the Beverly Hills thing.
I would do the Beverly Hills. I mean, look, the Temecula trip was actually like pretty okay. Like they had a nice house. They went wine tasting. Like their activities were actually pretty strong. I like that Beverly Hills is closer. I guess if we take out proximity, I still choose Beverly Hills. I don't know. I think I would like. I'm more curious about stepping into Heather's crazy world than I am going to an Airbnb with Tamara and Gina.
I just liked the chef that was going to make you whatever you wanted for breakfast,
and then resented it. And then
judged you for your egg order.
75% of the orders. He's like, ew.
Could you imagine spending that much money on a private chef to basically make you bacon and like 2 eggs total? I'm sorry, 3 eggs. There's like an omelet. It was 5 eggs. Probably a 2-egg omelet, 1 egg over hard, and another egg. I forget how
scrambled.
I forget how
it was like scrambled.
Yeah, scrambled.
Well, don't forget the egg that Emily needs to take home in her purse to stay wacky.
Yeah.
But they also got chair massages, and that looked nice.
I know that did look really nice. I went to my gym last night, was doing like a promotional thing where they were like doing a free recovery situation. And I tried those like leg sleeves that they put on and they compress. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, it was heavenly. And I'm like
lymphatic drainage.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. The
is
place
it like
where
lymphatics?
Yeah. The place where I go to get my, off-brand Ozempic shots, they have the red light therapy and they have the lymphatic drainage, but it's your whole body. So they put them on your arms and up to your chest and on your legs, and it just squeezes you, and it gets really warm and it squeezes you and it's so good.
I'm going to get the leg things. I swear to God, I'm going to get those. I'm going to price them and I'm going to see what I can do. Cause I'm like, I think I need this in my household.
Yeah. I got one of those red light therapy, like sleeping bags. Like you get it on both sides. It's supposed to do all the great things for you. Now, if I did it every day, God knows how amazing I would look, but I kind of forget about it. So get the leg things and leave it in your living room. So you're forced to do it while you're watching Housewives.
Yeah. 100%.
Heather Dubrow has a weed line. Have you guys partaken in Heather Dubrow's weed line?
No, I didn't even understand that that's what they were doing. Of course, it fits that that's what they were doing, trying to promote her weed line. I'm not buying that stick up her ass weed. Well, I'm not.
And it was the other girls promoting it in Temecula. They were promoting it.
Yeah, because they love to kiss Heather's butt. I'm not smoking Heather's weed. Hell no. I don't believe that. I mean, I believe that she has it, but I don't believe in her. I don't believe in a Heather strain.
Yeah,
strain.
It'll just be, you'll just feel so poor when you smoke it. Just feel like, oh my God,
weed in
like your
so
paranoia
long.
Would come from like, oh my God, everyone's richer than me. That's how she would like purposely engineer it.
You're like, I'll never be able to afford this again, just this one time. It's like crack.
I think it'll be like Get Out. It'll be like you smoke it, and the next thing you know, like you wake up and you're like, a servant in her house.
Do you guys have thoughts on Tamara banging 98 Degrees member Jeff Timmons? You have thoughts on that?
I said go for it. You know what?
He's
Like,
cute.
yeah, Jeff is actually like if I remember correctly. I mean, Nick Lachey was the cutest
Was
one,
the guy.
right?
Mm-hmm,
He was like the cutest one, and Jeff back in the day was pretty damn cute as well. So I say that if Tamara, like, what, like, because I don't ever advocate for cheating, but if
right.
the alternate is like Simon, you know, hey,
Why not?
Yeah, I don't care that she
these
bangs
things happen.
some boy band guy. Who wouldn't? We would all bang a boy band guy if we
Totally.
could.
Yeah.
And the one shaming her about it is boning Slade for like over a decade. So I'm not going to listen to Gretchen about that. Gretchen can keep her slut shaming, okay? And listen, I'm no Tamara fan, but Tamara, get it where you can. That's what I say.
No Tamara fan would be putting it lightly, Ronnie.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're getting a very softer, gentler side of me today. What do you
Oh,
want
I
me to
love
say?
that. I love that. Speaking of
It's all
like
your
things,
talk of red light.
yeah, it made you, the lymphatic drainage just made you feel relaxed. I'm very worried, and I'm going to say it here out loud. I'm worried Travis's ex-wife is going to try to murder their whole family because that situation is dark.
Yeah, that situation is really ugly. Oh my gosh. And it's hard to know. I mean, I can't believe they haven't brought her on yet.
No, I think she, from what I've heard her talk on other podcasts, like she literally like has to be X amount of feet away from them, and she'll measure that and then sit 1 foot within it and like park her car and stare at their house. And like it's
Oh my
it's
God.
wild. And it wasn't like he left her for Gina, anything like that. They were both totally single when they got together. She just can't take it that he's like moved on and happy. This is, of course, her version. We don't know if Travis was awful to this woman and made her crazy. We don't know. But it does seem like it's gone on for a long time, and it's nuts. So, and now he's trying to get full custody of his kids, which is pretty rare for a guy, you know, try to get full custody
Well,
of
she's
his
rich.
kids. Who the ex-wife is rich?
Yes, he's trying to say he doesn't have any income and all of this other stuff. And that's why he was rumored that that's why they were living apart and all of this stuff, so Gina wouldn't get dragged into his child support and all of this stuff, because he wants to get child support from his ex because she comes from a wealthy family.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rumor. So, I mean, who really knows? Because all I know is what I read on the blogs. So I don't know how reliable that is. And then the other side we're getting from Gina, and I don't know how reliable that is either. And then I read a bunch of stuff that the wife had supposedly posted on Reddit, and I don't know if I can believe that either. But the whole thing, one thing I think we can all agree on is that is messy. And I think the most confusing part of it to me is that there's people fighting over Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fighting over like the human equivalent of a used lazy boy chair. Like, who is fighting over that?
He's cute enough.
Yeah.
He's cute enough.
No,
I mean,
I don't know. I just feel like this
he
woman,
seems
like if
schlubby.
she's still in love with Travis, that she's feeling like very deranged at the moment. I mean, I hope she gets some therapy, and I hope she realizes there's a whole other world out there. And if you want someone like Travis, you can literally find them anywhere. Like a generic guy with a beard, like they're out there, girl. Don't
go to a Dave & Buster's. You know what I mean? Go to a Dave &
waste your
Buster's
pretty.
and cocktail hour.
Guys.
Don't waste your pretty. Like, move on. Go, like, be crazy over someone who's gonna be crazy back to you. Not Travis of all people. Let him just be off with Gina.
Man. Okay, now that's hard on old Trav, big balls Travis. Now, you guys, where is Katie? Is she gone? Like, has she left the show? Like, because she hasn't been on the last 2 episodes. Did she announce that she left? Is she coming back?
Did.
What? I didn't never hear her say.
She, on the show, she said, "This might be the last you see of me for a while," and I think that she'll be back for the reunion. But I feel like, will this be the last? She's immensely popular with the audience, and now Tamara is friends with her, so Tamara will champion her. I think Bravo likes people who are popular with the audience. I think these ladies like to be around popular people. So I think what will happen is that, like, some of them will realize that they did it wrong. They alienated themselves from the audience and are going to try to like be nicey with Katie. So I think she will be back. And I think we'll see what happens at BravoCon, because I would not be surprised if Katie shows up and everyone loves her. And I would not be surprised if the audience just like thrashes the Real Housewives of Orange County over Katie. I would not be surprised, which would then make them hate.
I've seen that a lot, and I'm surprised by it because she does seem to be a liar. Now, I don't know if she's lying about everything, but she lies about some things. Caught on camera lying,
It's like, you know what? It's like at Passover, we say, why is this night different from all other nights?
Okay.
Why is this liar different from all other liars? That's my question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen this cast? Have you seen the liars on this cast?
Look at Gretchen
on this
compulsively lying. So far, we've seen Gretchen lie a zillion times on just this season alone. So we know she's a damn liar. She lied, bold-faced lied, like to the audience. In one episode, within one episode, she changed her story. So we see her compulsively lying, and then after she gets in trouble, she runs on Instagram. She got in trouble with, liking all these anti-gay and anti-trans posts. And then suddenly she's following all these gay accounts and liking all these, positive trans things. Then she was getting in trouble for making a racist video, or a racially insensitive video with Jen Pedranti. And then the next thing you know, she's planning a lunch with all of the Asian people that she knows to get pictures on Instagram and talking about how much she loves her girlfriend. I mean, we know she's full of shit. We know that Tamra lies. We know that, we know all of them are lying. It's Real Housewives, So
it just
to hold her to that standard is weird. And also, she was right about a lot of things. I believe that Heather did call the paparazzi on herself, as she proved in that Beverly Hills episode by having that paparazzi agree to be on camera to prove her innocence or whatever.
So stupid, yeah.
I believe, what was the other thing that she said? I believe that Gretchen did say that at dinner, that she got roofied and had to go to the hospital. I totally believe that. So anything else that Katie has lied about, I think the main tent poles of her lies, I believe. So
I think what happened is they all were drinking at dinner, and maybe Katie wasn't drinking as much as the others and heard it more clearly. But I do think Gretchen was probably like, you wouldn't even believe it. She was drunk and like, I don't know if they gave me something or what, but the next day I was so sick. It was like I'd been drugged.
100%. That's what we've been saying all this time. Like, I think that like we say things and we remember things not as well as we think. And so I would not be surprised if Gretchen said it and she just didn't remember that she said it. And I would not be surprised if Katie said something and didn't remember. But like, I think they all live in their weird truths. And I also think that they lie too. I would not be surprised if Gretchen was lying. I would not be surprised if Katie was lying. I guess for us, we just don't see why this is an offense that is worth driving someone off the show, especially when you have Gretchen speaking out of both sides of her mouth about going to the hospital. And then we actively see her change her story about Tamra and the recording and Slade. She says she has the recording. Then she was shown the recording. And then she's like, no, Slade has it. And then it's this. And then it's not that. And then on top of that, it's like, oh, wait, please don't tell the other girls. Please don't tell all the other girls. She's actually behaving in the way, exactly in the same way that Katie said she acted about this roofie charge. So it's just like, why are we throwing people off the show for these kinds of things? Why are we escalating this to like high treason? And the same thing happened to Lisa Vanderpump as well. The difference is that with Lisa Vanderpump, I think it's like the Lucy Apple Juicy thing. Like, did she or did she not tell the press? I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I sense that like the women were just sick of Lisa calling them up in the morning and saying, you got to say this, you got to say this. And they're like, we're going to take this into our own hands. But with Katie's not Lisa Vanderpump. She was there for like one season.
Yeah.
And like her biggest crime is that like she, in the off season is that she spoke to a blogger and said, okay, speak to this podcaster. And she mentioned this thing to Kiki. Like, who cares? Why are you sending someone off the show when people have done so much worse?
I agree. And the thing that Kiki keeps, I was like, Kiki, the nicest person on the earth. I was like, it would be like dragging Danny Pellegrino down, like the nicest person. Like, what are we doing? These are not like bad podcasters or bad bloggers or people that spread shit and act awful. Like Kiki Monique is the nicest person, and I'm always like, whatever Kiki says, I believe it.
Shannon Bedore drove a car drunk and she could have killed someone. And, I love Shannon. I love that she's still on the show. We love making jokes about how she crashed into a house because it is kind of like a Keystone Cops kind of drunk driving video. But if you really boil it down, she did do that. It's really irresponsible. Yeah. I loved when that was brought up. And it's like that's more reprehensible. And I just don't think that I think the punishment did not fit the crime. I think like give Katie shit. Like scream at her. you
Yeah.
know, and do the typical housewives things, but like running her off the show, especially when she's like the only non-white person on this cast, I believe. That's just a really shitty look.
Yeah. Well, I agree. So I hope I hope she comes back this season. I hope she like pops up at a dinner, shows up in Amsterdam. I don't know. I think it's
I
too
think she
bad.
doesn't go on the cast trip. No, there were reports about that, but maybe she'll show up for the finale.
Okay. So, okay. Salt Lake City. Now, on this episode of Salt Lake, they go to Amy Steele's house. Is Amy Steele a new housewife? Are they trying to make Amy
Sounds
Steele
like they're setting
happen?
her up for like a friend of maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that was her audition and she kind of failed it. I mean, she didn't even say anything. She should have been like, ladies, this is not the place. I'm Amy Steele, the who's who of Salt Lake City. Haven't you heard? We don't act like that here. Mitch McCollins is over there nodding his head, very fat. He's shaking his jowls at you, ladies. Get it together.
I mean, they like showed her house. They showed the invitation. They did a lot about Amy Steele, and then Amy Steele really did not talk at the party. I was expecting Amy Steele to jump in and be like, "I'm Amy Steele. Quit
I
fighting
think
at my party. It's
the
not
one
the time
they
or the
should have
place."
cast is there was a blonde lady who had like old Tamara hair from like 1996, like a helmet up here, and then like a big braid that came out of the helmet. Did you see her? They kept showing her. She looked crazy, whoever that was. I was saying in our recap, that was like a fashion show for terrible, terrible Salt Lake City hair. There was so much bad hair in there. And I'm not even a hair gay. I don't even have hair except on my back. Like, who am I to judge? But that was shameful. That was shameful what's happening in that city. I want them to cast all those bad hair people.
There was a lot of bad outfits too.
Yeah, Bravo has an article up on their official website that says, "Who is Amy Steele?" And they just talk about like her background, and she's the owner and founder of the Steele Vault, a luxury medical spa in Utah, where she also serves as a master esthetician. And she began her career in the tech industry and worked at IBM and Salesforce, blah, 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 blah. I think the fact that Bravo has actually dedicated some time into like talking about who she is and her bio on their website probably means that we'll be seeing more of her. But I don't know. Her debut was not unlike Melee from last season. And if you don't remember Melee,
or 2 seasons ago, right?
Yeah. She was like,
no, I think Melee was last season.
like she was last
She
season.
was?
Yeah.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't. We hardly knew you. But so Amy Steele owns a competitor to Beauty Lab and Laser.
No.
Wow, that could be a thing.
And she used to work at IBM. So not only do you get an esthetician, but you get somebody who understands computers. So watch out.
And she worked at Salesforce, which isn't that where didn't Bronwyn work at Salesforce at one point? At one point, I will double check this before I start spouting off Salesforce.
Did you see Bronwyn on Watch What Happens Live? And she was asked about, by the way, Christian Siriano was like in the front row as like her guest. And she was asked about the allegations about her stealing and she was like, "It's sealed court cases. I can't discuss it." I was like, okay.
Okay.
I think if it's you could probably discuss whatever you want. But she was like, "No, it's sealed by the court, so I'm not allowed to speak on it."
Yeah.
Sealed.
Yeah. I was telling Ben earlier, it's funny watching Bronwyn come in so strong. And I think she did a great job versus Lisa on this.
Yeah.
I think she won that hands down. I don't think there's even any, argument about that. But it's funny knowing that her stuff is coming right down the pike and her stuff is bad. Like Lisa's stuff is, you borrowed money or you had a business that failed, you didn't pay the money back, whatever. Bronwyn's is like, isn't it like identity theft? And
yeah, it was. But it's sealed. It's sealed, so we can't talk
crazy.
about it.
Yeah,
it's
her
sealed by
stuff
the
is
courts.
crazy. Well, someone's going to talk about it.
Somebody's going to talk about it. And yeah, you're right in that Bronwyn versus Lisa. Lisa trying to make gout dick sucker happen was hilarious. I was like, so do you get gout in your dick, or you mean he has gout in his feet and then that makes you a gout dick sucker? Is
it like bad to suck the dick of someone who has gout? It was like, I feel like the gout isn't really did she mean goiter maybe? Like
no, I think she's
sucker?
just saying you suck the dick of an old man. She's like, gout, huh? It's like an old people thing. So she's just saying you're like with an old man. But then they cut to all their husbands, and none of those are spring chickens. And then they just kept cutting to Mitch McConnell being like, well, gout. I can get my gout sucked.
It was so interesting because I was like, how long did you think of that in the car and you thought like,
Yeah.
this is going to hit? This is going to hit. She could have
clearly
said like
did.
old man dick sucker. I mean, that would even made more sense. But, and then Ron was like, yeah, I like to suck dick. And everybody goes, it's fine because they're married. It's okay because she's married.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lisa
But it
needs
wasn't
to
as-
move past the slut shaming as a fight. You know, that's just not. It's stupid. Like, who doesn't suck their husband's dick? I mean, well, probably
Right.
a lot of people, but
A lot of
but-
people. Yeah, a lot of people.
but
Yeah, but, like-
still, it's like, what kind of diss is that? It's just a stupid diss. She could do better.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Bronwyn basically ate her up, and it was like Lisa was like really proud of that gout line because like she repeated it. She said, "I said gout dick sucker," because Bronwyn's like, "Oh, so now I'm a dick sucker, gout dick sucker." Remember the gout part? That's the funny part. I was told that's the funny part. It's like, okay,
Wasn't.
really trying it with the gout thing. But
wasn't.
yeah, I guess he was trying to like imply like, oh, old man. I feel like there's just got to be a better old man feature that you could use instead of gout. I mean, gout's kind of a funny word to say, but it just wouldn't
Arthritis.
land. Yeah,
People
arthritic
fuck
dicks.
her, you know, like how's it? You know, go back to fucking Andy Rooney. I mean, I don't know. Like, go back to Andy Rooney
Yeah.
and deal with him.
What's the organization for old people again? That I'm actually-
AARP.
Oh,
Yeah,
like you
AARP.
haven't been a member of AARP.
I'm about to say that I am
for
a member
years.
since like I was 30. I've been a member.
They keep sending me
Yeah.
tote bags and stuff, and I'm like, I know I'm old, but I'm not joining.
My mom told me, you know, you and Ben need to branch out. You know who you should really get involved with? The AARP. I mean, they have a very good newsletter.
They do.
You guys need to get.
I'm-
They keep
I'm
sending
I'm
it to
in
me.
I'm a
Yeah.
member. I got those discounts. I'm like, I accept it. I accept the discounts.
I'm just of the right age where they just look at me and they go, you can have it. The situation with Mary's son is continuing to be very sad, but I do like that maybe he's being a little bit more honest. And he's like, yeah, I smoked weed. I was like, I don't know if this is weed. But he's still living at home and it's just sad. And I think it has really sort of humanized Mary a lot to us. And somehow the situation with her son being really sad has made her very funny on our TV.
Well,
Yeah.
she's always been really funny on the TV. I think people have just gotten used to her being so rude. And also, I think last year they must have told her, like, if you're going to stay on this show, you have to stay at events and you have to interact with people. You can't just be
Yeah.
hating everybody and never interacting. Like, it's an ensemble show, babe. And I think she took the note and she's doing it, you know, because we see situations where Mary would have walked off the first 5 minutes and she's actually just staying there and dealing with whatever comes her way. And you can see her kind of relaxing into it. It's like now that she's kind of forced in a way to be around these people, she's kind of loosening up and she's feeling more comfortable, I think.
Hmm. She is very funny. She is just naturally funny.
She really is.
Situation with her son is sad, but somehow she's lightened up. But
Mhm.
okay, another thing I want to discuss. Lisa had that lunch with Heather. And Lisa, she just literally says, I'm not like all of you. Like, I'm better than you. I'm richer than you. I mean, she just says it flat out. I'm not like you. I don't live the same lifestyle you do.
I think she
Why?
thinks that she's like, I'm a businesswoman. I have like a real job, not like a fake job that I drummed up just for
Mhm.
this show. Like,
Is it the
I think
tequila?
how
That's
she-
her job? That's her real job?
tequila, the party planning. She's like a mover and a shaker. I think that's what she's implying.
Mhm.
But it's like, but her real job is still kind of nebulous. She's like a party planner for Sundance. Sundance has left Park City now. So now what? What's left? So I think I'm assuming that's what she thinks. I think, she's like, she shot some commercials.
I think she's saying, like,
And-
you guys, I have all these stories about me, but I have these stories about me because I'm in the entertainment. Like, she thinks that her claim to the entertainment industry or whatever is far above everybody else's. So I think in her mind, she's like, I'm a celebrity, and that's why I have all of
Right.
these things. You guys don't understand what it's like to be me. Like, I just hung out with Blake Lively. I was just with Ben and Blake. So, like, I don't even know what you're mad about. That kind of thing. But yeah, it's
I love her
cringe.
bragging about hanging out with Blake Lively when like so many people are just like hate Blake Lively.
It's
these
not a
days.
flex.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, it's just like not a good flex. And she's like, yeah, I'm hanging out with Blake Lively. So yeah, get excited. I'm like,
Well, it's like Meredith posting this week. She's like, throwback pictures. And it's like her and Puff Daddy, or not Puff Daddy, Snoop Dogg. And I'm like, oh, really?
I was gonna say
Great
Kanye,
timing,
like
Meredith.
how much worse can it get?
Yeah.
Like,
Great timing on that one.
I will tell you something that also shocked me on Salt Lake City was Heather saying that, she was me, and she, in the sense that she's like, finally I'm getting all these kids out of the house, right? Like I'm actually going to get to do something for myself. And I really felt that I because I've been in that situation. But what was so different was her saying that once she got divorced, her ex-husband never took the kids to sleep at his house ever. So they didn't have any arrangement where like every other weekend or like every Thursday. He never took them once ever. Like, whoa, what a piece of shit. That's really bad.
Well, can't say that the reputation of Mormon men on this show has been so wonderful. It seems like it's been a bit not great. I mean, I feel like that's the story that I always am hearing is that the women are constantly getting the shaft on these shows. I mean, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, we saw Jen Affleck, at least I really only speak to season one. What I saw of season two was all of a sudden the guy came back like, oh, I want to work on a relationship.
Yeah.
But like,
gross.
it seems like the women are constantly being just like shafted with, you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this. And, we're going to go do all the fun stuff. So what a surprise.
It was wild that I know plenty of people that are divorced and they just split the kids up and you get them Thursday through Sunday every other week. That's like a typical thing for her to be like, no, like I don't feel bad that my last one's going to college and I'm looking forward to having some time alone. And Brahma's like, I just feel the opposite. I just want not only do I want my kid around me, I want her and her 17-year-old boyfriend to live in the house. There's no problem with that, right? I'm like, whoa, that's also problematic, but okay. I wonder what Todd thinks about
Was
that.
it problematic?
Well, it seems like they're like seniors in high school, and she's like, the boyfriend can move in. I mean,
because it was there. How old are they? Like 17?
it's like 17, 18. Yeah.
I don't know.
If they're 18 in college and all the parents are on board, but it's, I don't know. It gets into a muddy.
It's Utah. It starts early over in Utah.
That's a great point.
I mean, Robert got married when he was, 17 too? Wasn't his girlfriend underaged? I think because the family came after Mary, like called the police and all of this for kidnapping because they were fostering, or not fostering. What do you call it when you're keeping someone in your house?
Harboring.
Harboring, yes. They were harboring a runaway or something, like a underage runaway or something. Ooh. So, yeah, I think maybe, and also watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I mean, they start so young. They're like babies on TV, and they've all got multiple children. So,
oh, yeah. They're like, I had my first one at 17, and then my next one at 19, and now I'm 24 with 6 kids. And you're like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But listen, it's a whole new world. Well, listen, I think we covered it all. I'm just looking to make sure, Brittany and Jared, I mean, what can we say about that power couple? I mean, nobody hates anybody more than he hates her. He hates her. He hates her. He's like, they're like, sure, are you in love with her?
Camera.
He's like, I don't know. I guess her who? Her. Yeah.
I have an announcement. We got engaged. I have an announcement. We just broke up the engagement right afterwards, guys. It's because we really care about our kids. We really care.
You think she's leaning into the I have an announcement?
Yeah, I think so. I think she was like, she's like, well, I know this is my thing. People love me for this. And we know because obviously she preceded that with like, well, I'm known as the video girl. But she's like, I think she thinks she's owning it and being like wink wink to the audience, but she's still as like delusional and ridiculous as the past.
Well, that I did quite a bit with when that Sold on SLC was on, and she was working there. And who else was working there was Taylor Franke Paul's baby daddy. He was working there too, and Taylor Franke Paul's mom. They were all working at that Sold on SLC place. All of them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I remember the mom was Taylor Franke's mom, but I didn't. Who else worked there?
The boyfriend that had the second baby with her, Taylor Franke Paul's baby daddy, and Brittany was working there as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they were all working there.
That show deserved another chance.
I agree.
That show didn't get enough credit.
I liked it. Bring it back. Hear our prayers.
Yeah.
You guys are on a time crunch, and you're so nice to do this with me, and I always love talking to you so much. Am I going to see both of you at BravoCon?
You sure will.
We'll be there.
Sure will. We will.
It's going to be a good time.
I know, Ben,
Yeah.
you can't have an organ go out like last time. You had your gallbladder out or something, and we had to watch your
My
sad post.
appendix.
Oh, your
My
appendix.
appendix. Yeah, no, fingers crossed my second appendix will stay put.
Tell everybody where they can find you and what all you're covering right now on your amazing podcast. Someone? Anyone?
All right, I'll do it. I'll do
Okay.
it. You can find us at Watch What Crappens on Instagram, at What Crappens on X, and then I'm at Ben Mandelker on Instagram and X and Blue Sky, and Ronnie's at Ronnie Karam on Instagram and X, and then we are covering everything on Bravo right now. Which is not much, but it's about to explode. So we have all the Housewives, Salt Lake, Miami, OC, Below Deck Meds coming back this week. And yeah, we're having fun. We just did while we're in this Bravo drought, we just covered some fun one-off episodes of Great British Bake Off and Real Housewives of London and things like that. So, but Potomac's coming back soon, and then a whole bunch of other shows. So we will be, up to our eyeballs in all sorts of Bravo stuff once again very shortly.
And I will promote that you guys have over on your paid feed, you have Dwell Hello, where you cover HGTV House Hunters.
Yeah.
And it's the joy of my week.
Really?
Thank
I love it
you,
so
Mary
much.
Payne.
I'm a huge HGTV fan, and I don't even have to look up the episode. Like, I'll know who it is immediately. I'm like, I remember
love
those
that.
assholes. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love
Those
it.
house
I love it.
hunters. It's all
right.
reliable.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having
you
us
guys.
on.
Love you
Mary
so
Payne.
much. See you
Good
at
to see ya.
BravoCon.
Yes, we'll
Bye,
see you
see you
soon.
there.
Thanks for having us.